Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. The weather pattern is going to undergo a massive transformation as we go through this week, as we have a trough across the eastern United States here today, with more ridging across the western United States. But watch as we go to Wednesday, we start to see more of a zonal flow across the country here, with more Pacific air moving from west to east across portions of North America and the United States. And then by the end of the week, we have a complete transformation where we have a ridge in the eastern United States where we have the trough today, and we have a trough in the western United States where we have the ridge today, and that will be on Friday later this week. If you like detailed weather breakdowns on North America, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and also the like button if you enjoy weather content here. Definitely helps out to get more of this weather information out to as many people as possible. Looking here at high temperatures this afternoon, we are starting to warm up across the Great Plains. We're back into the 90s all the way up into the Rapid City area, Lincoln, Nebraska, getting into much of Kansas here, down into Oklahoma City, Tulsa, the Dallas area up to 93 this afternoon. So the heat will be on across the middle of the country, unseasonably warm temperatures. We will see some cooler weather though across the Midwest, the Great Lakes region, into the New England region, with temperatures held down into the 60s and 70s. Nice fall air mass across those areas this afternoon. Then as we go to Wednesday, unseasonable warmth lifts up into the Midwest. We're back into the 80s, into the Chicagoland area, back into the middle 80s, up to 84 degrees in the Twin Cities on Wednesday. And then by Friday, we're continuing to see that unseasonable warmth for this time of year for late September across the middle of the country, across the Midwest, into the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes region. What does this mean? Well, when you see unseasonable warmth this time of year, you always have to look for severe weather. We do have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms on Tuesday. This is tomorrow, across mainly central Oklahoma into northwest Texas. This does include the Tulsa region, Oklahoma City, Norman, down to the Fort Sill, Lawton, Oklahoma area, Ardmore, and then back into Wichita Falls, Texas, near the Red River there on Tuesday, with a marginal risk that extends down into Dallas, Fort Worth, and the Abilene, Texas region as we go into that Tuesday time frame. The biggest risk from these storms will be dangerous hail. We could be seeing hail over 2 inches in diameter, where you see these hatched marks across western Oklahoma here, getting down into northwest Texas. This does include the Wichita Falls region as we go into Tuesday afternoon and evening. So timing this out for you Tuesday morning, very quiet. So if you're heading off to work, school on Tuesday morning across the southern plains, outside of a sprinkle or a light shower out there, probably not seeing too much, so definitely a good commute there to work or school on Tuesday morning. Then as we go into Tuesday afternoon, showers and thunderstorms start to develop from west to east across Oklahoma and northwest Texas. A few thunderstorms could get stronger, producing some hail and some damaging winds out there. The tornado risk at this point is low. And then as we go into Tuesday night, that's when the main storm complex moves through. This is what we call an MCS, a mesoscale convective system. The leading edge of this, we have to be watching out for those 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and those quarter size hailstones or larger. We could be seeing some hailstones over 2 inches in diameter, especially on the western side of this mesoscale convective system across western Oklahoma and down into northwest Texas. This is going into Tuesday night. This will be dropping some heavy rainfall, so make no mistake about it. We need the rainfall in the southern plains. Total rainfall accumulation Tuesday into Wednesday time frame, around an inch, give or take, across portions of central Oklahoma, so the Oklahoma City area, Norman down to Lawton, Oklahoma, and then up toward Tulsa there. We could be seeing around a half inch to over an inch of rain, with the heaviest of these thunderstorms pushing on through there Tuesday night with that convective system. Then as we transition into Wednesday, another marginal risk for severe weather. This is a level 1 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center across mainly the same areas as Tuesday, across the Oklahoma City Metroplex, getting up toward Tulsa and down toward the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex into North Texas on Wednesday. This does include isolated damaging winds to 60 miles per hour, quarter size hail, and the tornado risk is low, but it is still there. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. Then as we go into late week, that's not the only storm system we're keeping an eye on. Late week, we're going to have a lee side low pressure system on the lee side of the Rockies start to develop here in eastern Colorado. We're going to start to see the warm, moist, and unstable air from the Gulf of Mexico moving northbound here on Friday. This could start to spark some showers and thunderstorms across the southern plains on Friday into Oklahoma, again into North Texas and western Arkansas. We'll have to watch these for severe weather. Then as we go into Saturday, I think Saturday is the biggest day I'm looking at for severe weather potential and for heavy rainfall potential, as we have a strengthening low pressure system from eastern Colorado lifting up into eastern Nebraska and dropping to a 999 millibar as we go into Saturday. And this time of year, when you start to see a strengthening low pressure system, the wind shear starts to strengthen, the instability starts to grow out there. So we have to be watching these lines of storms pushing across potentially as far north as Iowa, getting through the mid-Missouri Valley down into the southern plains there on Saturday. Then that low pressure system moves into the upper Midwest on Sunday, starts to occlude a little bit with that cold front moving across the Illinois Valley and down into the mid-South. Looking at this on the surface, it looks great. We have lots of heavy rainfall here later this week and upcoming weekend. We need the rainfall across the upper Midwest and the middle of the country, so that is certainly some good news. Obviously, we don't need all the rainfall at once, but we will take it. We'll take all the rainfall we can get here across the middle of the country, but this could come at the price for some severe weather. So my severe weather forecast late week into the weekend, this is Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday. And note that the Saturday time frame is probably going to be the peak of this event from southern Iowa, southeastern Nebraska, through much of western and central Missouri, getting into eastern Kansas, eastern portions there of Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas. But this is possible as far south as north and northeast Texas again as we go late week into the weekend. Damaging winds and large hail will be the main mode of severe weather, but a few tornadoes will be possible out there. So we'll make sure to fine tune this update as we get a little bit closer. But looking longer range with the weather forecast, generally going into the last full week there in September 25th through the opening stages of October through October 1st, second time frame. It does look a lot warmer, really areas east of the Rockies, above average with our temperatures out here. A trough across the west will encourage below normal temperatures across California and Nevada during this time frame. We'll also see some wet weather across the west coast and the Pacific Northwest and the middle of the country where we desperately need it. Yeah, we're seeing above average precipitation favored there, at least slightly so, in towards the late September here and into early October. And that's some good news because we do have the drought out there. We have widespread, severe, extreme, and exceptional drought in the orange, red, and maroon red shaded colors there across the heartland of the country. So hopefully we can see some nice beneficial rains moving forward. Now to the tropical weather update. We're still keeping an eye on the hurricane season out here in the Atlantic Ocean. We have tropical storm and actually Hurricane Nigel out in the middle of the North Atlantic here. Very formidable looking hurricane right now. It's starting to organize with some convection on either side and trying to form a little bit of an eye there as well here this morning. This is going to remain a fish storm, so we're not concerned about this whatsoever for North America. It's going to be pushing northwestbound and actually strengthening to a Category 3 hurricane by the time we get into tomorrow morning on Tuesday, and maintaining hurricane status as it recurves out here across the open waters of the far, far northern Atlantic and away from North America by the time we get through this upcoming week. The area I'm concerned about a little bit more is closer toward the southeast coast here off the Carolina coast, the Georgia coast, and the eastern Florida coast. This has a 30% chance of development over the next few days, and you can start to see there's already convection just off the coast there of the Carolinas right now, starting to organize a little bit of the low pressure out here into the northwest Atlantic. The European ensemble members are still hinting at this upcoming weekend, Saturday into Sunday, will lower the pressure out here just to the east of Jacksonville and Jacksonville Beach there. just to the east there of Savannah, Georgia. We'll have to keep an eye on where that low pressure system sets up, and how long it's over the water will determine how strong this could get. But mainly it's looking like a rainmaker here for the East Coast from portions of the Delmarva region, New Jersey, Long Island, all the way down through the eastern Carolinas and maybe coastal Georgia there, seeing some heavier rainfall with this upcoming weekend and possibly early next week as well. So that will be something to keep an eye on with the tropics. Otherwise, another system that looks to develop, which would be named Ophelia potentially. This could develop in the next few days. This actually has a 70% chance of development as it comes off of the African coast here into the main development region. You can see on Thursday, this is September 21st, we already start to see a lot of the ensemble guidance here, especially the EPS ensemble, the European guidance, is showing some tropical waves moving off of Africa here. Then as we go into the weekend, this is on Saturday, September 23rd, a stronger system with the very warm waters out here will start to develop in the main development region and then move toward the Leeward Islands as we get toward the following Monday on September 25th. So we have several days, or a week or 10 days to watch this system before it gets close to any source of land out there. But just note that we do have those warm sea surface temperatures still out there across the North Atlantic. So this system, once it gets organized, just like Nigel is right now, will likely begin to intensify fairly quickly as it moves closer toward the Leeward Islands about 7 to 10 days from now. If you guys haven't seen my winter forecast of 2023 and 24, make sure to go watch that. It is in the description down below the video. Make sure to leave a comment down below, especially if you have any questions about this upcoming winter forecast. Leave a like as well. I do appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today's weather forecast. Share this video on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. I do appreciate that as well, more than you know. Press the like button if you did like today's weather forecast, and also comment any questions and concerns down below. I'll get to those later on today, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their Monday out there.